And to do that, we will create a middleware. So what this middleware will do, it will check if the user has this field that we have defined here, this field, which is next available at. Next available at will store the dates where the user can use our application. For example, if he has reached the rate limit, we will store the date here, for example, after the date and the time, after 2 hours from now, or 3 hours, or 4 hours. So the date and time will be stored here. And if we have this field, that means that the user has reached 0 hearts, okay? And this middleware will check if this field is filled with the data. That means that he has reached 0 hearts. So we will redirect him to the route, which is the home page, and we will tell him that you have reached your limit, and we will display the date and time when he can use our application again, or he can upgrade and subscribe to a plan so he can use our application. Okay, let's move to our terminal. As I told you, here we need to create the middleware PHP artisan make middleware, and middleware name is let's use check user limit. Check user limit, hit enter, and we are done. Let's move to our middleware, which is check user limit. Here, as I told you, we need to check first if let's first get the user. Let's define the user here and use auth, and we have here the user. Now we have our user. We need to check if the user, or if we have first the user and the user and field that I told you, which is next available at, is filled. In our case, what we need to do, we need to check also if the date and time that we have here is less than or is greater, not less, is greater than now. Or we check the opposite, if now is less than the date that we have here, which is the next available at. Let's use now, and we use the LT or the LT, and LT takes the user, as I said. Let's use or copy this one that we have here. Takes the user next available at. We check if now, which is currently date and time, is less than the date and time that we have stored inside this field. Okay, if yes, that means that the user has reached the 0 hearts. So we redirect him to the home page with the message, which is the limit error, and we will display the messages later. We did not add the messages or alert messages yet. So here we have the messages. We have added the alert messages, just we did not add the file to display them. And here we send not messages, but only message here. And the message, let's tell him you have reached your limit. Okay, and we send also the time, so the time where the user, the date and the time, so where the user can, or when, not where, the time when the user can use our application again, and we can send the user next available at, and we need to format it. So let's format it. Let's format it. Format to use the time or the hours and the minutes. Okay, so the time will be, we will get from the date and time that we have here, we will get hours and the minutes. For example, we will display 11:34. Okay, save, Next, what we need to do, and finally here, if he doesn't have next available at, we will let him go. Now what we need to do, we need to register and use this middleware, because the middleware needs to be registered and used. Let's move to our file, which is, so let's close this folder, which is the bootstrap, and here we have do with middleware. We have here this objects, we can use it, which is the middleware, and we use the alias and alias takes array. So here let's call it limit, and here we can use the class which is check user limit, and we need to, I think we need to import it, even though we are, so we need to import it. So let's import it. Here is it, and save. Okay, so let's go to our web.php file. So here we will use our limit middleware. Let's copy, so here let's copy this part, and we need to use the middleware here when the user tries to upload, or let's do something. Let's copy this part from here and use it here. So as I told you, we need to use this middleware when the user tries to upload files, or let's call it, let's go back, so here inside apps, let's call it check.limit. Okay, I think it's better than only limits. Let's use it now here. Okay, let's remove this limit and use check.limit, and we have the function, and here we have the, we need to close our curly braces, and now we have our routes inside this check.limit middleware. So the user now has the hearts and field, which is the field that we have, which is the next available at, is empty. We need now to check if the user, as I told you, has reached 0. Let's do something. So instead of uploading mini files, let's find the user and check the, or change, not check, change the hearts to 0. So here let's find first this user before we change user, and we have here, let's get all. So how many users we have? I think we have 2. So this one is GAGA. He has 3 hearts. So this is the one that we are looking for. Let's make his hearts 0. So here user, and user ID is number. Where is it? So number. So where is the? So let's remove this one that we have here, and we update. Let's move here, remove, and we update the hearts, and we give him 0. Okay, so let's hit enter. So we have something wrong. Unexpected, let's find, where is it? So here I did not close the array. Let's close it, and now it's done. So if we refresh the page, this user now has 0 hearts. So this user now is not allowed to access this page, which is to upload an invoice, or the form to upload an invoice. So we need to redirect him to the home page and display the message that we have defined here, which is you have reached your limit with the time where he can or when access our application again. So we need to go now to our invoice controller. So here we have this upload method. So inside we need to check if the user, which is currently logged in user, has reached 0 hearts. We need to update the field that we are using here, which is next available at, and we need to give it the currently date and time. Okay, so let's get the currently logged in user. Let's copy from here and paste here. Now we have the user or the currently logged in user. Next, what we need to do, we need to check if the user hearts have reached the 0, which means that he has 0 hearts. We need to update, as I told you, the next available at field. Okay, and we need to do that only once. Okay, only once. When he reaches 0 hearts, we need to update this field only once, not every time we access the upload page. Okay, and to do that only once, we need to check if is null. So the field is null, which is this field that we have here. If this field is null, let's copy and paste here, which is the next available at. That means that we have not updated this field yet. Okay, so now we can update it. So let's use this field and let's give it now, which is the current date and time, and to add, as we have said before, so we need to add hours. So the user can wait until we reach the time that we have defined, and then he can reuse our application. To do that, we can use add hours, and here we can define 1 or 3 or 4 hours. But in our case, to not wait for a long time, because we need to test our application if it will work if we reach the time that we have defined here. And to do that, let's use for now only minutes and use only 1 minute. So after 1 minute, we will check if our application is still working. And in a real application, you can use hours. Okay. So next, what we need to do, we need to save the user. Let's call save method, and we are done. Okay. Next, what we need to do, we need to check if so now the time has passed and we have reached the next available at. So we need to set the user hearts, because the user has waited the time that we have defined here, and he did not subscribe to a plan, so we need to refill his heart. So we will give him, let's give him just 3 hearts for free. So we need to check if now we can do the same thing. Let's copy from here. We need to do this test that we have here. Let's do it here. So now we need to check if not now is less than the user next available at, which means that the next available at is greater than now. So in this case, what we need to do, as I told you, we need to refill the user hearts, and we can use the user and update his hearts. Let's give him 3 for free. And we need now to do the opposite. We need to make or to change or to update the next available at and give it null. And we need now to call the user save again. And we return the user, return redirect, or let's copy from here. We return the user to the route which is home, and we tell him with success message, we tell him that 3 hearts have been added to your account for free. Okay, and we don't need this You don't need the invoice added. Okay, that's all. So, and finally we return if the user doesn't have 0 inside his hearts, we return the upload. Okay, so first, as I said, we check if the user has 0 hearts. In this case, we need to check that we did not update the next available at field before to not update it again and again every time we access the upload form. Okay, so if we do that, we will each time add the hours to our user next available at field. So we need to do that only once, as I told you, and only when this field is null. Next, we check if the user has reached the time that we have defined here. So in this case, we check if now is not less than the user next available at. We update the user hat to 3. We update the next available at to null, and we save the user and we redirect him to the home page. Okay. So now this user has reached 0. Okay, let's refresh the page and see if we will be redirected there. So we can still reach the upload. Why we still reached upload? Even though we have added the middleware, I think that we have something wrong. That's why it takes a long time here to return the response. And as you can see, called member function format on string. Where is it? So here, I think we have casted this field or not. I think we did not cast it. Let's go to the user. So here we have the cast, so we did not cast it. Okay, let's add it here. And same thing here, we use the date and time. Okay, so we need to cast it. Let's go to the invoice model here. So not the invoice, to the subscription. So here we have used the cast. So here is this. Okay, that's why we have casted these two fields, which add current period add and cancelled add. If we did not do that, we will get the same error as we have seen here, called member function format on string. Let's close the subscription model. Let's go back, refresh again. And now, as you can see, we have been redirected to the home page, and we got three hearts for free, which means that the user has reached the time, because we are adding just 1 minute, as we have seen. Let's go back to, we have added just 1 minute and the minute has passed. Okay, let's do that again. Let's check if it is working or not. Let's update the number of hearts again to 0. So we need to make sure that it's working. Okay, let's go back here, refresh the page. Now we have 0. Let's try to access the upload again. And I can access it even though we have added the middleware, which is this one, that checks if now is less than the user next available at. So let's go back to our invoice controller. So here we are checking if the null, which is currently date and time, is less than the user next available. So we update it. So I think that it's working. Just there is, so let's refresh the page and I will show you that it's working. So for now we have 0 hearts. If we try to access, now we have 3. Why? Because we have reached the time that we have defined here inside the next available at, because we are adding only 1 minute. Now let's go back here. We have our form. Let's go to our terminal and let's update the user again and make the hearts 0. Let's go back. If we go to the home page, now we have 0. If we go to the upload, so we can reach it only the first time. If we refresh the page, we will be redirected to the home page. And if we try to do that again, we are redirected to the home page. So as you can see, it's accessible only once. Let's do something. Let's copy what we have done here and do the same thing. So we prevent the user from accessing, or let's do something. Let's paste it here. We prevent the user from accessing this page if the now, which is currently date and time, is less than next available at, and here we add it as else. So this code will be executed if we don't have the next available at less than now. Okay, so just we have changed the code and we keep what we have done here. Let's save and see. If we refresh the page, now nothing will happen. If we go to the upload, so I think that the time has passed, so we'll get 3. Let's go back again and make it 0. Now let's go back, refresh the page. Let's try to access the upload. And as you can see, we are redirected to the home page, which means that we are preventing the user from accessing the page if now is less than next available at. So I think that's the test that I have done before is not working correctly. So this is the correct test that we need to add. We need to check first if he is still waiting. So here we check if it is null, we update it. Here we check if it's not reached yet. The time that we have defined here is not reached yet. So we redirect him to the home page, and finally, if yes, the time has passed and we have reached the next available at, so we update it. Now if we try to access, so we'll get the 3 hearts. So we did not get the 3 hearts. I think that the time has not yet. Let's try again. So now we have 3. So I think it's working. All we need to do now is to display success and error messages so the user can understand what is happening. But we need to do something. So I forgot to tell you that we need to do something. So here, when let's move down inside store function. So here, when we store and we decrement the user hearts, so we need to do something. We need to check also if the user hearts has reached 0. Same thing like we have done here. Let's copy this test from here and paste it here. But we need to do something. We need to use the fresh. So here we need to use the fresh method because the user here number of hearts will be decrementing, so we need to use the fresh method to get the number, the real number or the updated number of hearts. Okay, because if the user has 2 hearts and we decrement, so here we will have 1, but if we use the user hearts without fresh, so we get 2, not 1. So we use fresh to get the updated number of hearts. So if yes, we need if the user has reached 0, we need to do the same thing like we have done here. So you can optimize the code instead of repeating the same thing. So you can develop this application and optimize the code to not repeat the same thing again and again. These tests that we have done here, you can add a function that do it. And same thing for what we have done here and here. So instead of repeating the same thing, you can optimize the code. So as I told you, if the user has reached 0 hearts, we update the available at and we save the user. Okay, so when he stores an invoice, now what we need to do, as I told you, we need to display the alert messages.